Hey everybody, just doing a quick video on, I guess this is a New Year's video where I'm showing storage that I've purchased for a couple of key items that I've painted in 2013. So I'm kind of crafting this as a New Year's video just because it's like storing stuff in the next year that I've painted in the last year. But I actually looked at this KRmulticase Kaiser package. Kaiser, I think it's a Kaiser 1 because it holds one KR unit, something to that effect. This is the first time I've ordered with KR. They have their own system, which when ordering it I did sort of school myself on, and that's why this is like one cubic of KR essentially. I think there's another more appropriate way to describe that on their website, but that's essentially what it is. And I ended up looking at KRmulticase because of Eric Beer's video where he purchased some. He got a lot of value, I think, out of holding all of his flayed ones, I believe, and some others. Now, in some ways, I don't think I got the same amount of value in what I'm storing in this, but it's more that I'm storing some key models that I knew no other way to store, and that's my Wraith Knight and my Crimson Hunter. So I you know, like a lot of you that have purchased those models, I spent a fair bit of money and time on painting those, and I already found going to games with my Wraith Knight and putting it in my regular Games Workshop case that I'd come back with spines broken on the back. Now, not snapped, just where the glue was, but still, you know, I worried constantly when I was delivering it that I was going to be destroying it, scraping off paint that I airbrushed, things like that. And so I said, I'm going to just, you know, get something that I can, you know, specifically hold those in. And that's why I looked at this solution, because I didn't really see any other good ones. And so the one thing I'll just mention is this is the KR case where you get an actual case with it. So I decided I'm going to try to create some more value out of this, and by getting something that I can transport my gaming stuff, because I'm always carrying like my Eldar original box that had the main army in it around with books and dice and all kinds of stuff in. So this allows me to bring things like my objective markers, you know, templates, extra dice. On the side here I've got my psychic cards, I just threw them in there. I've got, this is probably not a good efficient use of space, but I've got a big block of dice in here. And then this is huge. I actually have a template, the big book, and my Eldar Codex in here. You can see it. So it's actually, I've got this pretty tight, but I've got like everything that I carry to a game. I've got a tape measure in there too that I didn't point out. It's a small thin tape measure. So really, I think that to me is a good deal. Like, or you know, it's good. It's very efficient for me, you know, to be able to have, since I'm carrying something with just two models. Well, actually, there's more than two. I'll show you in a second. But mainly, I got it for the Crimson Hunter and the Wraith Knight. Well, I get to also carry my stuff in it, so that actually helps. So now on to the actual thing itself. Here's the KR box. I'm just going to take it out of here for now. You don't have to, but just for the purposes of the video, I'll just take the box out. So here's your box. It's like one unit of KR. I know I'm going to get corrected on that, but essentially, you get to build your own configuration within, you know, the limitations of the sizes of the custom or pre-made, you know, trays that they have. Now, I noticed that I opted to do the Wraith Knight and to do it where he was separate and you had your weapons separate. I think there's one where he's all connected or something like that. But by doing that, it allows you to put your weapons here. Now, to be honest, these went in really nice. I didn't spend a lot of time trying to figure out what they intended here. Like, I've got the shield in here with an extra gun. I've got the sword fits perfectly in here with the arm and the sword. I've got two of the arms here with the Wraith cannons. And then I'm not really sure what that was supposed to be, because I just got this thing, but I just crammed in a bunch of extras that I have for both my Crimson Hunter and my Wraith Knight. But he fits in there really well, like, and so that was really good. Now, I actually got an extra tray because I just had space. By doing this Crimson Hunter in the way I did, I got an extra bit of room. And so these are not specifically for the actual Wraithguard. I think the Wraithguard ones are slightly bigger, and you can see that they bleed over slightly. But I've decided that there's 15 slots. I've got, 18 slots. I've got another 5 Wraith Knight that I'm going to be doing that are plastic. I'm going to just use this for my Wraith Guard. I keep saying Wraith Knight, sorry. For all my Wraith Guard, because I've got another 5 Wraith Guard to put in here. And so I'll these are, I think, the aspect, they call them aspect size, so they're a little bit bigger than the standard unit, but I think they're smaller than the Wraith Guard. So, taking these out, this actually is for the Crimson Hunter. Now, I have to go back at the website. I think I made a bit of a mistake, but I don't think there is one that's specific for the Wraith fighter. So essentially, I did notice that the dorsal fin goes up slightly above the line where the foam ends. But to be honest, by putting it on, it didn't seem to make a difference. And so far it seems to be fine. I think if I would have looked carefully and probably did my homework a bit better, it probably wouldn't have shown one showing the Wraith Fighter, and that this was just for the Crimson Hunter, and it fits perfectly. If you see the wings on the angle, that's where it ends. I could create a slice or do something, but I'll just see how it goes. I think it's going to be fine, just the way it is. Just slightly above the foam there. Now, one thing that was really cool that I liked is they actually have a spot. I had to do a little bit of, cutting with a razor to get it out, but they basically create a spot just for the stand, which is, I'm new to this company, but I think that that's awesome. I mean, because it's a big stand, and I'm going to have to figure out another way to transport it, which I don't have a convenient way. I don't want to carry another box around with just the stand and other odds and ends, and so actually that was quite cool. So this is basically what I've got now. From a value perspective, I don't get a whole lot of models out of this 1 cubic, KR. Like, if you compare it to Idic Beers, he's got I think you can get 200 models in the same amount of space. But the way I'm looking at this is that, I spent $125 on the Wraith Knight, and I spent $85 on the Crimson Hunter. Then, these extras that I'm planning on throwing in there are easily, well, I won't even go into what I spent on these metal Wraith Knight when it was really, they were kind of a chic thing to have. Now I'm putting these plastic ones in, that's still another 50, 60 bucks, whatever you want to look at it. It's more just damage control. I don't want to damage those big models that I've got. So yeah, I think this product can be used a lot better than I am right now. I think you can get a lot more in there. But I'm pretty comfortable with the decision I made to get it because I needed something. And basically because I'm getting the extra models and all the gaming stuff in there, I think it in the end washed out to an acceptable deal. I'm not going to say I got the greatest, but nobody else that I know is really making both of them custom, and so I think it worked out pretty good. So yeah, so that is, this thing actually fits, it's pretty tight too. It fits just right over the handle and doesn't really leave a lot of loose room, which is good. It keeps it tight so it's not shaking around. But that's it. That's my storage for my primo models that I invested in this last year with the Eldar release. Fits all my gaming stuff, and now I could just carry my regular Eldar case, have some room for expansion in there because I'm taking my Wraith Knight out of there. And that was just the regular Games Workshop case, which don't even ask me how I transported my Wraith Knight in that. I don't even want to go into it. But I wouldn't advise it, let's just put it that way. So I wish you guys a great new year. Looking forward to 2014 and a whole bunch of cool videos from everybody's channels, and I'm planning on doing lots of videos this year. So happy new year everybody, and take care.